Welcome to our Cisco Packet Tracers learning series, and this complete went through of practice labs helps you to learn Cisco Packet Tracer as well as the basics and fundamentals for working with networking devices. As this lab is mentioned for how to connect between the two routers R1 and R2, I'm here to explain you how launch this application and enable the routers for your connectivity. So let's quickly explain you about the Cisco Packet Tracer. You can take any of the official websites of Cisco Packet Tracer either from Google or even from NetAcad. That's going to will be the right point of reach to download Cisco Packet Tracer with the latest updated versions. In all the versions, you would be having the similar kind of window, which actually tells about how to open samples. So, whenever you want to open any samples, you can get into the folders and get to know. So, all the there will be a defaultly sample topologies for Cisco packet tracers, which is readily available to do experiments with the pre-built topologies which are referred here. You can almost experience wide number of topologies with this even for research purpose, for personal learnings, and even for making catalogs, pamphlets, flyers, and even much more interesting prototypes for explanation and simulatory purposes. It is very much accommodated in all this field of studies where wherever you need to explain the concepts you can use these all pre-built in topologies. For example, I'm taking a linksys DHCP linksys server. Here also you can see that options available for, see, it's a fundamentally home based network where you have a router, linksys router connected with the server, and like our laptop we have a PC. You can keep directly getting the topologies and start working with this. So let's get into our first episode of our explanatory talk. This is going to be basics router security. So here I have router 1 and router 2. So these two routers can be placed from this options listed in the Cisco packet tracer with wide varieties of routers being placed. Now I can have a connectivity between R1 and R2. So when I do a default connectivity, it shows that it has been connected with gig 0/0. It is not mandatory that it should always point to gig 0/0. I have option to choose the one in, from this list, and I can even connect from the other end whichever possible ports are available. I can connect with them. So like this, you have an options to connect. As per this instruction, let's get into the lab exercise. Here, gig zeros bar 0 helps to connect the routers R1 and R2. So here I can get into the network diagram and I can set the host names conf host name R1. So when I do host name, you would have seen that the router name has changed from router to R1. For our convenience, we can map to the name whichever we want. Conf host name R2. So the first thing is over, and the second thing also is completed. So now let's get into quickly how to set a password for a router for logging in. You can enable the password for each of the router through simple command called username with Cisco and password. So through this command you can enable the password. I will quickly show how to enable the user password. So I can just each router to Cisco. So I'm keeping it as Cisco. So when I exit, I need one more thing. Line BTY 0 to 15. 0 to 15. Login local. On doing this, I am making all the ports of accessible to this network should be configured with the password credentials. You may see this BTY configurations here. It actually splits the line connections from to two variants from 0 to 4 and 5 to 15. One of this is used for telnet connectivities and another is for priority serve other activities for connectivity. So in this case, using I have already configured the passwords. So there is one more command you need to give like enable password 7. You need to you can specify the level for which you want to set, or you can simply type the word. That's more than enough. On doing this, it, it asks for the password. So the first one whatever we have given is for username password, that is for per user it will ask, but in this case this is a router password. So for router password we need to execute the command service password and the level you want. So now you can see that the configuration I have did. So enable password Cisco, that's it. This is the actual way of configuring it. So view the password in the running configurations. So we could able to see the password here, and let's see how to encrypt the password. For encryption you have service password encryption. Hitting it you can see that service password getting encrypted. Now it won't allow you to directly visible with the run show running configurations. Earlier would have seen that Cisco was visible to the user whoever taking show running config, but in this case I could able to see that it's encrypted. It's encrypted. So it defines that how it is being encrypted and not viable to see the passwords directly configured with the show running config. Moving further, view password in the running config. Disable password encryption on each router. For disabling, I have to give no service in password encryption. On doing this, I will revert that once it's encrypted, it won't get decrypted at all until unless you do a restart. So when I do a restart, it will reboot or boot. So you can see that there is a password being encrypted till now. Even there is no service password encryption is given. Defaultly, it will once it's encrypted, it will be encrypted until unless you do a reload, it won't change. Even you can get in here and enable password Cisco. Defaultly, it will be no service password encryption. Now, I'm just doing service password encryption. Now you can see password is being encrypted. I do. I'm giving the same Cisco. I'm able to log in successfully. Now I will actually reload. Reload was the command. I'm just giving a reload. We have to write before anything we are reloading. It means it will save in uh, the NB RAM. So we have made at the state of no password, no service password encryption. Now let's get into no. Cisco is asked still. So we conclude that even once it's set, it's always encrypted. It won't get decrypted at all. That's the thing we have to get noted. So once it's encrypted, it's encrypted. In this case, it's same. You can see that once it's encrypted, it's encrypted. So even though I'm giving here no service password encryption, it won't override. So we have seen all the given instructed activities. as start of this Cisco Packet Tracer Labs.